On this week's edition of Fast Track Live, we take a look into the future construction of State Street here in West Lafayette.
And later, the Fast Track Live crew traveled to Kansas City to cover the Purdue men's basketball team on their trip to the Sweet 16.
And it's beginning to feel a lot like spring now, but with showers this week, it could prevent students from enjoying this warm weather.
Fast Track Live starts now.
Welcome to Fast Track Live. We are coming to you live from the Fast Track Studios, brought to you by the Brian Lamb School of Communication. I'm Sarah Cohen alongside Dakota Simon.
This time next week, State Street project will have officially taken off. Construction signs will be put up Saturday, April 1st, and work will commence Monday the 3rd. State Street will be fully closed from University Street to Martin Jischke Drive and from Martin Jischke to McCormick Road. West of McCormick Road, drivers will be able to head west on State Street to U.S. Highway 231, but not east. Marsteller Street will be fully closed from Harrison Street to State Street, and drivers will not be able to access State Street from Tapawingo Drive. Parts of McCutcheon Drive, MacArthur Drive, Russell Street, and Tapawingo Drive will be limited to local traffic only. For more specific information and detailed maps, log on to the project's website at statestreetwl.com.
The Purdue Fashion Show will take place this Saturday, April 1st. The show will feature designs from the Purdue Apparel Design and Technology program. Unfortunately for fashion students, the program will end next year. Molly Shaughnessy took the runway for the story.
The Purdue Apparel Design and Technology program hosts its annual fashion show every spring. However, time is running out for a tradition that started in the 70s. Juniors and seniors are the only classes left within the program. Nancy Strickler, who was a clinical professor for apparel design, had retired in May 2016, which ultimately led to a decision to cut the program. With the program being cut, only 2 years remain for the fashion show.
Decisions had to be made, and so the administration of our college chose to phase out the program.
It's super unfortunate that they're cut the program, because now other students who want to study fashion design will have to go to other schools in Indiana or other states, and this has been a really great program for me. It's taught me everything I know and really prepared me for my future career, and it's pretty sad that other students will not get that chance.
Although Purdue's program is cut, other schools in the Big Ten remain to offer apparel and design and technology. The fashion show is an event that sells out almost every year. If you're interested in attending, tickets for Saturday's show are limited. Molly Shaughnessy, Fast Track News.
And now, Fast Track Sheena Steffen with your weather update.
Well, we had a beautiful weekend. We had temperatures in the 70s, so we're definitely feeling those warmer temperatures. And fortunately for us, those warm temperatures will be carrying on through this week. Right now, if we go ahead and look, we have a current temperature of 65 degrees. We still have an 80% chance of rain tonight, and then winds coming about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll have a low around 48 tonight. If we go ahead and look at the surface map, we can see that right now we have a low pressure system right by our area, but it's going to be moving to the east once again, so that'll take the rain and the clouds with it, and then we'll be left with pretty clear skies and a cold front up north heading towards our area. So as we go ahead and move on to tomorrow morning, we can see the low pressure system has moved out of our area, and that'll give us mostly clear skies on Tuesday. If we go ahead and look at tonight we will see some more showers again throughout the night. Around 8 p.m. we'll have a temperature around 59, and then carrying on around midnight, a temperature around 55, and around 2 p.m. the rain should stop, and we'll have a temperature around 53. As we go ahead and move to the 3-day forecast, we can see Monday, the rest of tonight we'll still have those scattered showers, high around 65 today and a low around 48 tonight. And then Tuesday we'll go ahead and have partly cloudy skies and carry on into Wednesday, clear skies, a high around 57. That's all I have for your current temperatures. Back to you, Dakota.
After the break, we take a look into how Rolls-Royce will continue its relationship with Purdue, and the Purdue Agriculture Department has once again made the headlines. Stick with us.
The new Purdue Aerospace Center has added its first business this past week. Rolls-Royce will continue its long-standing relationship with Purdue by adding its jet engine research and development division in West Lafayette campus. Students and residents of the area were able to tour the MB-22 Osprey this past week, a vertical takeoff helicopter that has jet flying capabilities. This addition to the West Lafayette campus has extended opportunities to become part of the Rolls-Royce post-graduation for students looking forward to a career in aerospace engineering.
2017 marks the 75th anniversary of the Purduettes, the all-female vocal group as a part of the Purdue musical organizations. The milestone year was celebrated this weekend with a gala hosted in the Purdue Memorial Union that welcomed back alumni from all 75 years. The current group was joined by the alumni on stage as they sang current and former songs. The Purduettes were founded in 1942 when the men of the Purdue Varsity Glee Club went off to serve in World War II. The group has been entertaining audiences ever since all throughout the country. PMO Marketing Director and former Purduette Chrissy Crawley described the event as truly one to remember.
We had over 180 alumni come back for the 75th, so getting everyone on stage was an incredible moment the first time we sang through that first song. And then, of course, the gala on Saturday night was just the pinnacle event of the whole weekend. We had over 500 guests register and attend, including the alumni and the current Purduettes, and that was a memory that I will never forget.
Out of 300 agricultural schools around the world, Purdue is ranked 8th in 2017 by the British Education Research Organization. Each year, the organization judges the best universities based on arts and humanities, engineering and technology, life sciences and medicine, natural sciences, and social sciences and management. The annual ranking is based on academic reputation, employer reputation, and research impact. Purdue is commonly ranked in top 10 in agriculture and forestry studies around the world.
I think that it's awesome and it's a perfect representation of all that our college is doing to help students and to be number 8 in the world. We really push undergraduate research and we have some of the most distinguished professors in the nation.
Purdue University students had the opportunity to travel on a cruise that visited the Dominican Republic and Cuba over spring break to work on documentary filming. Fast Track's Brandon Caldall and Molly Shaughnessy had the story.
Looks like paradise for most people, but this is how 20 students spent their time aboard the Adonia, a Fathom cruise line. They were able to visit Cuba and the Dominican Republic. While in the Dominican Republic, they were able to volunteer their time to Wine to Water, a company that specializes in giving water filtration systems to people of the Dominican. They were able to form the water filters themselves by forming clay together and machinery and finishing off the filters with water for a smooth finish. One individual in particular that works for Wine to Water had many things to say about the company.
I love what Wine to Water does. They're super passionate about being sustainable and empowering and engaging in the community rather than just being a bunch of Americans who come in, deliver free water filters and leave. They have local people running the base, local resources being used. They have people paying for the filters, so it's way more sustainable than really any other organization I've seen.
By the end of the process, 56 filters were produced. Those 56 filters are now helping 150 people consume clean, safe water in the Dominican Republic. Molly Shaughnessy and Brandon Caldall, Fast Track Live.
I'm joined by Sports Director Tommy Barrett. Tommy, there's been a lot going on in Purdue sports this week.
Yeah, this is a big week, Dakota. We come back, we'll take a look at the men's basketball team and how they fared in their Sweet 16 matchup against the top-seeded Kansas Jayhawks.
Fast Track's Tommy Barrett with their sports update.
And I'm joined here by Dakota Simon. Welcome to the Sports Desk. Dakota, we were in Kansas City for the Boilermakers. They got defeated by Kansas 98-66. It was a tough game, but it was a great experience for us.
Yeah, it was great. Huge thanks to the Brian Lamb School Communication for getting us out there. Not a lot of students or schools will have that opportunity to play in the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament, so it was a great experience. Obviously, like you said, not the outcome the Boilermakers wanted. We played a great Kansas Jayhawk team, but it was really great to be there. We got to be on the floor for the game, just a loud environment in Kansas City. basically a home game for the
Definitely.
Jayhawks.
And it was fun because there was 2 Naismith Final Awards winners. And the Naismith Final Awards winners, the best player in college basketball, there were 2 in that Sweet 16 against Purdue and Kansas, with Frank Mason, the point guard for Kansas, and Caleb Swanigan here at Purdue. And that was the big score. That was a big storyline.
Yeah, Frank Mason, obviously, he played extremely well in front of his home fans there in Kansas City, had 26 points. Caleb Swanigan, another 18.7 rebound game. Just ho-hum for him throughout the season. So we really were able to see 2, in my opinion, the best 2 players in the country on the court at the same time. Really fun to watch.
And what's crazy was that game could have decided the outcome of that Naismith Trophy Award final.
In fact, I think it did. Obviously, we go to Purdue, so I'm a huge Caleb Swanigan fan, but I think Frank Mason all but sealed the deal there with the Naismith National Player of the Year award. The 26 points, he had 7 assists, I think 8 rebounds, almost a triple-double in that game. Huge credit to him and Bill Self's Kansas team. That was a tough environment, and they hit almost everything in the second half.
Yeah, 15 three-pointers. Caleb Swanigan could have played his last game in front of the Purdue fans. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know. We talked about this right after the game ended. You got out of your seat and we talked about it. He possibly ended his career with 996 career points, just 4 shy of 1,000 points in only 2 seasons. That's pretty remarkable. You could see if you extrapolate those numbers out over 4 seasons, he would just have astronomical numbers throughout his career. So just a huge season for Caleb Swanigan, one of the most productive in Big Ten history, the most double-doubles ever in a Big Ten season with 28 double-doubles. Just really fun to watch throughout this season.
Well, you heard us talk about it. Now let's check out the highlights here from Kansas City, the Purdue Boilermakers and Kansas Jayhawks squaring off. And it was all Caleb Swanigan and the rest of his teammates in the beginning of the first half as Isaac Haas gets the easy bucket inside. And Isaac Haas really made his way with the Jayhawks, and the Boilermakers were just knocking down shots. You see this one fall here from Dakota Mathias, and Caleb Swanigan gets this one taken away by Josh Jackson, gets it up to Frank Mason. And Frank Mason was really the part of the Naismith Final Award winner, possibly playing for Kansas, and they really knocked down 3-pointers in the second half. They controlled the game from behind the arc, and this one from Josh Jackson, one of the most athletic players that we have seen all season, but it was Frank Mason at the end of the first half. Boom, 5-point lead, and check this one up. Goes off of the referee, and the Boilermakers give up a bucket. They go down 7 at halftime. At one point, they led by 8 with 6 minutes to play in the first half, but a 16-3 run and a 17-3 run in the first and second halves from Kansas really broke open this game, and the Boilermakers really went from tied to losing by 32 very quickly. As you see, one of the best dunks I ever seen in person, Dakota.
Yeah, great dunk there by LaGerald Vick. Crazy to see that athleticism. Purdue hasn't seen a front line and a starting 5 like this really all season long in the Big Ten. So the Big 12 champion Kansas Jayhawks, you see Frank Mason knocking down another 3 here. He was the epitome of efficiency in this game. And the fast break, it was hard to stop Vick, Graham, and Mason all in this game. It was really incredible to watch. You see another alley-oop to Josh Jackson there, Frank Mason with a big assist number. It's crazy to watch.
Frank Mason and his Kansas Jayhawks defeat the Boilermakers 98-66. Now we move back here to West Lafayette on the diamond. The Boilermakers softball team has spent the last 2 months on the road, but this weekend was softball head coach Bude Oliveira's first homestand with the Big Ten opponent Michigan State. The Boilermakers and Spartans played a 3-game series, and boy, was an exciting one. Let's see how they won. Maya Hughes at the plate puts down a bunt, reaches base safely, and works her way all the way around home with the game tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th off of an error reached all the way to the right field corner. That was the second game of the series, and the Boilermakers won that one 2-1. Down 1 this time in the bottom of the 8th, Lexi Huffman steps to the plate and launches a ball over the left field wall, and the Boilermakers go on to win 4-3, and they sweep the Michigan State Spartans. They're back at home once again on Wednesday when they face off against the Fort Wayne Mastodons at 4 p.m. New head coach for the baseball team, Mark Wazikowski, they finished up their 22-game road trip out in Des Moines, Iowa, where they took on the Iowa Hawkeyes in a 3-game series to open the Big Ten play. The Boilermakers started the series with a late Friday win in a comeback fashion on Friday evening, and they were unable to close out in the remaining games as they fell 2-1. The Boilermakers begin their homestand on Tuesday against the Kent State Golden Flashes at 6 p.m. After a year away, spent training for the Olympic Games, Purdue's Steele Johnson returned to the NCAA championships in grand fashion, claiming his third and fourth career national titles by winning the 1-meter diving competition and on the 3-meter springboard. Johnson has now won NCAA titles in all 3 diving events during his career here at Purdue, joining David Badaya as the only other diver to accomplish that feat since the platform diving was actually added to the NCAA championships in 1990. Steele Johnson finished second in the platform diving, earning his 3rd All-America honor of the week and 6th of his career. Came up just shy of becoming the first man ever to sweep the NCAA diving championships. He was named the NCAA Diver of the Year, and his coach, Adam Saldati, was recognized as the diving coach for the head coach of the year for the 5th time. Now, football season, it's here. Purdue football is almost to the halfway point of their spring practices this week as they prepare for their first spring game under new head coach Jeff Brom and his new staff. The Boilermakers return to the Big Ten's leading passer in David Blau this season, but will have to replace its top 4 wide receivers while also trying to replace 2 starters on the offensive line. Due to high winds in West Lafayette the last couple of days, they have their practices moved inside in Mollenkopf. Purdue will also have a scrimmage on Saturday at 10 a.m. before they rear up for their spring game at Ross-Ade on Saturday, April 8th at 1 p.m. That spring game will be broadcasted live on the Big Ten Network. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
And now, Fast Track Sheena Steffen with your weather update.
Like I said earlier, we're seeing a lot of warm trends this week. We'll have warmer temperatures for the majority of the week, but we'll also be seeing some showers. Thursday is going to be the main day that we're going to be seeing those showers, and then some on Friday as well. If you're doing anything this weekend, if you're not doing anything this weekend, we have some concerts that you can go to here at Purdue campus. On Friday, we have the Bryce Vine concert here around 7:30, and then Sunday there's also the Bastille concert. If we go ahead and look, Friday we'll have a high around 56 and a low around 40, and then Sunday a high around 62 and a low around 43. So go carrying on into Sunday, mostly clear skies, and then if we go ahead and look at our 7-day forecast, you can see majority of it is going to be a few showers here and there Thursday, showers, and then carry on into the weekend, clear skies. That's all I have for you for your 7-day.
Thanks, Sheena. Bastille will be coming to Purdue on April 2nd for their Wild Wild World Tour. They will be performing in Elliott Hall, and tickets are now starting at $35.
April 2nd, Purdue University's Elliott Hall. Their new album, Wild World, out now. Tickets on sale now at PurdueSCC.com and all Ticketmaster outlets. Presented by the Purdue Student Concert Committee. Don't miss Bastille live.
It's like a lot of fun on Purdue's campus this weekend, Sarah, and a lot of things to do for the students. Make sure to enjoy the weather when it's not raining, and hopefully it warms up coming into spring.
Absolutely.
That's it for this week's edition of Fast Track Live. I'm Dakota Simon.
And I'm Sarah Cohen. For more up-to-date info on Purdue weather, sports, and more, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter throughout the week. Have a good night, and we'll see you next Monday.